Hello guys, welcome to RX Tutorials. In this video, we are going to learn how to create this dynamic and beautiful dashboard. It's one of the most beautiful dashboard you can see online, and you are going to create this from scratch, and you will have access to the dashboard. I'll provide a link below where you can download the dashboard. You can practice it at home. So this dashboard comes with a login password, and then which we achieve this by using Excel's VBA and also by user form. So first of all, let me just log in into the dashboard and then let me take you through it. So first of all, I can log in. So the password is RX Tutorials, and then I'm granted access to the dashboard. So when you look at the left pane of the dashboard, we can see filters for the country, where we can filter by country, and as you can see, everything dynamically changes. Sales by the country, yeah, the country name is France. The yearly sales, the sales by product. You can click the funnel icon to clear the filter, and then we can filter by the product line as well. So let's try any of the product lines. So as you can see, everything dynamically changes. In the top pane of the dashboard, I have provided some buttons. We want to automate our dashboard to make it more dynamic. So in this case, I've provided about 5 buttons here. In the first button, I've just placed the button inside the workbook, that is showing you that this is the home page or this is the dashboard. The second one, we will be able to send messages to anybody at all. We can create, this creates a pop-up message where it attaches the file. It attaches the active worksheet as a file, and then you can message this. So as you can see, the message is, please download this workbook, and then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Yes, of course, that's very important as well. So let me close this, and then we can print as well. We can of course refresh. This refreshes all pivot tables. Then we can generate this active worksheet as a PDF, and it's saved on our desktop. So as you can see from the pop-up message, file has been saved. So it saves on the file path that you specify. So that is that. So relax, take a seat as we go through this from scratch. So first of all, let me take a look at the data. So here we have a data of our order number. That's a data for a supply chain where we took it from Cargo. It's a public data directory where you can download any public data for free. So here we have our quantity ordered, the price for each of the items, the order line numbers, the sales. So at this part, we have the customer information where we have the customer address, the state, the postal address. So first of all, let me just copy this data, and then so I'll press Ctrl C to copy. Let me just go back. Ctrl A to select, so we can just copy here. Let me press Ctrl N to open a new workbook, and then we can paste this as a values. So we can of course do some resizing of the data to suit your own specification. So I think it's okay. We have the other numbers here, the quantities as well, the product lines. So we can click anywhere within the data and press Ctrl T. So there's a pop-up message where Excel is able to detect our data range. So it gives us the range for the data, and as you can see, it's correct from A1 up to U, yeah, 22,824. Then my table has headers. Yes, my table has headers. So I'll click OK, and then this becomes a table. So of course we can change the design of the table to suit our own, or we can just leave it by default, whatever table design that we have. So I'll first of all change my table name. So let me change it to, let's say, order table, and press enter. So my table name has been renamed, and then we'll insert a pivot table. So Excel correctly gives me my table name as the other table I just renamed, and then we want to put the pivot table in a new worksheet. So I'll press OK. In the new worksheet, let me rename this. Let's say this is sales by region or territory. Let me rename this as our data sheet. Okay. So in our first chart, so what we are going to do is, first of all, we are going to create all the charts for the dashboard. Then later we'll go to the dashboard design itself. So we create our first chart. In our first chart, we want to create the sales by region. So in this case, we'll look at the territory or the region. So we drag this to the row section, and it gives us the different regions. So we can rename this as territory, or we can rename it as regions. Let's say region. And then the value section, I want to see the sales by region. So I'll drag this. So I have my sales for each region. I can highlight this and then change the formatting. I don't want any decimals. So let's insert a pie chart. So we click anywhere within the pivot table, go to insert, and then we insert a pie chart. So we can insert any pie chart. So when you click on the pie chart, Excel already has some inbuilt designs that we can choose from. So we can choose any design that we want, or we can right click, go to change chart type. In the change tab type, we had different designs. So let's say we select this design, the second one, which gives like a 3D pie, and then we say okay. So we have different designs of the 3D pie. I'll choose the first one. So that is okay. We can of course remove the legend. That's to your own specification. Let's change the chart type, the title, sales by region. So let's drag it this way. So we have our first chart. We can increase it. So let's move on to the second chart. You can go back to the data sheet, or you can just click anywhere. You can just click a new sheet or go to a new sheet. In our second chart, we want to create a chart for total sales by country, and then we can click anywhere where we want to insert. Go to insert pivot table. We can specify our table name, and then in the location, it rightly provides us the location, that is A2 in this worksheet. So our second one is our country, and then by sales. So we have the various countries and the sales revenue that we generated in those countries. We click, and then we click where within the pivot table. You can of course, yes, rename the headers for the tables. So we click anywhere, go to insert, and then we can insert a normal column chart. We can right click, and then we hide all the filled buttons. We can of course remove the grid lines. So this is okay. can select the series. We can change the series, select the series, go to the end, then we decrease, we make it bigger. So series gap width becomes bigger. So that's that for the second chart. In our third chart, we want to provide our yearly sales. So we rename our sheet yearly sales. The same as we did, insert pivot table. We specify our table name. So in this case, let's search for our year, and it's right here. That's the order date. So we have the years 2018, 2019, and then 2020. So we match our years by the sales. So our sales is right here. And then I want to format this. Yeah. So let's insert again another column chart. Simple column chart. Let's take off the grid lines and the legend. So click on here, right click, and then we hide all field buttons. So we can rename our chart to be yearly sales. Yearly sales, yeah. So our third chart is ready. And then we go to our fourth chart. In our fourth chart, we are going to create sales by product. So let's rename this sales by product. And then just as we did, go to insert pivot table, specify our table name. In this case, we want the product lines. The product line is here. So we have the various types of product. We can, of course, rename this product lines. And then we want to know the sales for each product. So drag it. Let me format this as well. In this one too, we are going to insert a normal chart, column chart. Let's delete this, remove the grid lines, hide all the field buttons, rename our chart. So this is sales by product. So we have our fourth chart. So let's take a look back at our original dashboard. So we've done our sales by region, sales by country, our yearly sales, our total sales by product we've just completed. So we are going to do the top 10 orders by sales and then top 10 customers. So we go back and then let's rename this top 10 orders by sales. Same as we did, we will set a pivot table, specify the table name, click enter, and then we'll set the order number, order line, order number, yeah, and then the sales for each of the orders. So these are the order numbers, and these are the sales that we made for each of the orders. So we want to filter this. We want to filter this. So in this case, we'll right click, go to filter, and then we'll do a top 10. So what Excel is saying that we want this to filter the items, and then we want to, the only value here is the sum of the sales. So of course, that's the only value here. We want to filter by top 10 by the sum of the sales. So we have our top 10. We can of course format this. So we have our top 10. We can sort the values by decreasing or increasing order in respect to how you want it. So if you want to sort by largest to smallest, so you can sort by largest to smallest, and then we can insert a chart. So let's insert this. So as you can see, for the chart, let's remove. For the chart, for the table we have from the largest to the smallest, but for the chart, it's from the smallest to the largest. So Excel, for the chart, Excel gives you the opposite of what you specify here. For us to see the chart in decreasing order, we would have to set here to smallest to largest. So right click again and then sort, and then this will be from smallest to largest. So and then we'll see that our chart will dynamically change, automatically change. So our chart changes to smallest to largest. So let's rename this to top 10 orders. Top 10 orders by sales. And as well remove the grid lines and the legend. So we have our top 10 orders by sales. And then in our last chart, that will be the top 10 customers. We'll set a pivot table. Let's specify, and then we'll plot the customers by sales. So just as we did, we can rename this as customers, and then we click anywhere within the name field. We can right click and go to filter, and then filter by top 10. Same as we did for the other one, we filter by the sum of sales. So in this case, we have our top 10 customers, and this is measured by the sum of the sales that we generated from these customers. So we can of course reduce this, and then let's insert a chart as well. Let's remove the filled buttons. Right click, hide all filled buttons. We can take off the grid lines, and then same as we did, if you want to see the chart in decreasing order, we can right click the value, click on the values, right click, and then go to sort. For us to get a decreasing chart, we will have to change it to smallest to largest. So in this case, we have the chart from the largest to the smallest. So this is we can rename this as top 10 customers. So all our charts are ready. So let's come to the very interesting part where we are going to build our dashboard. So you go to a new sheet. Let's rename this sheet as our dashboard. We can change the tab color. Let's change it to this color. So first of all, let's create our header. So in our header, first of all, let me insert our logo. So you can insert any compelling logo, and it's in the tools. I go here, so I have my logo, RX tutorials. Can just resize this. So I want to put it here, so I can enlarge this, and then I'll click on this go to merge and center. So I have a plain area, so I can resize this to this, yeah, to the header. So let's go to insert, go to text box, we insert a text box. So that's going to be our header, sales performance dashboard. So we can center this, make it bigger, and then yeah, we can click on the text box, open the format shape, we set the fill to no fill, we set the line to no line. So as you can see, there's no line, there's no fill. We have a plain text. Let me, yeah, I can increase this. Let me resize this here. So for this, we want to change the fill. So let's take a look. So is this brown color? We want to change the fill. We want to change the fill with the text. So the text fill, we want to change it to this color, and then want to make it bold, so it gives it that very nice color. And then we can cut and paste or copy all our charts. So let's start by this one. So Control X to cut, go to the dashboard, Control paste. So come on, let's rename this. This is sales by country. Then let's go to our second one. Let's cut this. We put this. You can just copy and paste anyhow that you want it, or you can just cut and paste. Then sales by product. Top 10 orders. Top 10 customers. So we have 6 charts. Sales by region. So we have all our 6 charts in our dashboard. So we can of course make all the sizes of the dashboard equal if you want it that way. So we click on the chart, we go to the format. So as you can see, this is the height and this is the width. So this is 2.96, this is 4.17. So we can as well change this 2.96 and this is 4.17. You can make all the sizes equal. Push this here. Or you can just resize it anyhow that you want. You can just resize it to be fast anyhow that you want. Let's resize this here. select all. Let's go to the shape format. So 0.96 and here is 4.17. So we've we've made all the sizes equal. So I think this will be easier. We can click and then align all of them. So shape format, align. Let's align to the top, then distribute horizontally. So align to the middle. So part is okay. Let's select this, go to align to the top. So our dashboard is gradually taking shape. Let me resize this to, yeah, because our buttons will come. You can open up this to make it a little bigger. Depends on how you want it. So we have all our charts here. We've resized and then we've aligned them. We can go to the view, take off the grid lines. Take off the grid lines. So we have all our charts here, and then we go to any of the tables, click on the table, pivot table, go to insert, and then we insert slices. So we filter by country, and then we also want to filter by the product line. Yeah. So let's select both slices. Control C, then we go to the dashboard, click here, Control V. So see okay, the country. So let's the product goes here. So we can resize this to fit here, and then yeah, let's resize this as well. Let me take it here to, let's resize this. Let's go to the top, click here, and let's pull this up. So we can select the slices, go to the slicer section, we can change this to the dark color. So we have our slices inserted here. Let's hide the filled buttons here. So let's go to the top of the dashboard. We want to insert, let's insert a shape. Let's start with a shape. I want to insert a shape here. With the shape, what we want to do is we want to make it transparent. So we click Ctrl 1 to open up the shape. The fill we say is no fill, and we have a solid line, of course. So let's resize this to fit, and with the shape selected, we go to send, and then we send this backward so that this is at the front. Yeah, so let's select this, go to the shape format, With the shaped format, we go to the outline. We change the outline to this because I want to make it that thick. And then we change the shape fill. We change the shape outline and the color to red. Let's resize this to be in line with this one. So we have our beautiful outline. We can resize our logo to fit inside. Yeah. So we have our beautiful outline, and we have also all our charts ready. So we go to insert, then let's insert our various shapes. So let's say we want to create our buttons here. With our first button, we want to change the color to this color. Let's say I don't want a line, so we want to change our color to this color. And then with the shape effect, with the preset, I want to change it to preset 5. So it gives it that glowing effect. And then I can copy, paste with all the buttons. We have 5 buttons. So let's level the last one. Let's resize this too. You can as well select all of them and then align them as well. So we have our buttons here. So our second button, we can change the fill to green. Our third button, we can change it to this brown color. Yeah. And our fourth button, we can change it to, let's see what color this is. I said it, the third one, this is light blue, this color, and this one is brown. It's a brown color, and this we can just change this, the fill to red. So let's edit. So double click to edit, and this we can just say this is our general overview. You can put this in the middle, double click, and in the second one we say we'll name it this send mail. Put this also in the middle. In the third button, we create a print chart. Print chart also we align this in the center. The third one is we refresh or center this as well. And our last button, generate PDF, center. So we have all our buttons ready, we have all our lines ready. So in the next part of the video, we are going to insert our codes, because as at now, when we click on the button, nothing happens. So we are going to insert our code for the various buttons for it to